Police are now identifying the man shot by Hartford PD as Dennis Lawrence after he was arrested yesterday in his St. Francis hospital room. And if you're traveling outside of the U.S., there's a good chance your personal insurance won't cover the rental car. If that's the case, the best option may be to go with the rental company's insurance plan. It's quiet here at Danbury Airport despite a hectic day for investigators trying to piece together what happened between here and where that plane crashed off Long Island. Both Uber and Lyft do offer free rides for first-time users. You can head to Q30.com to learn how to redeem those offers. The chase began in this Marshall's parking lot, eventually taking officers down Route 6 through downtown New Bedford, and finally here to Carlisle Street, where officers finally caught up to the woman nearly 5 miles away. It's quiet at the Dickerman house right now, but that doesn't mean a lot of progress hasn't already been made on restoring the historical site. And if your license plate looks like this one here, if this passes, you can expect to have to register with the town of Hamden at some point next year. Just a few weeks ago, long lines greeted bar-goers at Hamden's Clubhouse Cafe.
It was packed almost all the time.
Now just a locked door, and as of this weekend, a for sale sign. The now shut down bar was listed for sale on Coldwell Banker a few days ago. This coming just weeks after the bar's liquor license was suspended when police raided and found over 100 underage customers.
I knew it was coming.
You can hand them a piece of cardboard and they would let you in.
Clubhouse's fate has been up in the air since being closed indefinitely by the state. But with the for sale sign up, it's pretty clear Clubhouse will not be returning. The Whitney Ave location is listed for about $250,000 and is being pushed for its high traffic count and many possibilities.
Somewhere with like a bunch of games, like, I don't know, like an arcade, I guess.
QU students offering their ideas about what they'd like to see take Clubhouse's place.
Maybe something similar, or like a restaurant where people can hang out.
I like to see pretty much the exact same thing.
Some Hamden residents have a different idea.
It shouldn't be a bar. It was something that benefit youth.
The bar's Instagram is advertising a GoFundMe page to raise the $250,000 needed to buy the building. It's unclear who started the fundraiser and is yet to receive any donations. Still no word on any buyers or potential offers on this location, but stay with Q30 for any updates on this developing story. Reporting in Hamden, Matt Fortin, Q30 News.
Why would the university want to throw something so valuable away?
Holly Massey works in Hamden's zoning board and has quickly become the voice of a call to Quinnipiac administrators to rethink their decision to close WQUN. She's a lifelong resident of Hamden and a longtime listener to the station.
The place that everybody can go to get information as well as to be entertained.
Massey has been working hard to spread the word about her petition to keep the station open, and it's quickly approaching 500 signatures and plenty of heartfelt comments from listeners.
Feedback is universal and everybody is all like either in complete disbelief.
The decision to close the QU-owned commercial radio station was announced earlier this month. It's set to sign off for the final time on May 31st.
Welcome to the WQUN Morning Show. I'm Ray Andrews.
WQUN first went on the air back in 1997 and has since provided the area with classical music and local news coverage. Administration denied our request for further comment or for an interview with someone at the station, leaving just the statement they released a few weeks ago, saying dwindling student interest in radio was the cause behind the closure.
You are listening to WQAQ.
General Manager of WQAQ and senior Quinnipiac student Emma Spagnolo says that she's seeing more interest in the student-run radio station.
We've totally expanded. We have way more shows than we did when I was a freshman. Our membership is like over 150. We have over 60 shows every week. So there is definitely an interest in radio.
Good for WQAQ, but Holly Massey says that her and her town hall colleagues, including Mayor Lang, are all in agreement on one thing.
People across the entire board, people who don't agree on anything, all agreed on this one issue, that this was just a decision that nobody can quite wrap their head around.
And Holly says that anyone who'd like to support WQUN can go online to the petition to sign or sign a paper version at Whitney Donuts. Matt Fortin, Q30 News. As Boston's housing market continues to boom, securing affordable housing has become all but impossible. And if you're lucky enough to find a low-cost option, many fail to meet even the simplest of safety measures. The city of Boston. Nearly 700,000 people call it home, all housed by 160,000 apartment units and one of the most competitive housing markets in the country. In charge of keeping that housing market clean and safe
with the City of Boston Inspectional Services Department
is the city's Inspectional Services Department.
The landlord is not reacting, is hesitating, so they reach out to us.
But according to city records, hundreds of units remain neither clean nor safe.
We have a raggedy hut.
This 85-year-old woman has lived in her Roxbury apartment for over 30 years. We're keeping her identity a secret because she fears her landlord may retaliate.
I'm trying to make it right for me.
Her building has the most violations in the entire city. It's so bad that one of her neighbors keeps a list on the wall of all the issues. Inspectional service records reveal mold, broken fire alarms, and even infestations.
Instead of getting exterminated, what you should do, so here's 4 or 5 cans of Raid and some stickies for the mousetrap.
Her son says that something needs to be done.
But if someone doesn't say anything, then who does? When does it all stop?
Before it's too late.
To them, it's not a violation until someone gets hurt.
Now this smoke detector is in the wrong place.
Those violations are documented by people like Iris Jones, one of the city's 28 rental inspectors. After 2 decades of working for the city, she says she's starting to see a change.
Maybe 60-40 landlords in compliance now compared to many years ago.
Although admits the city still deals with landlords bullying their tenants.
Intimidation still is a factor. So you still have some tenants that hesitate to contact the City of Boston.
An issue we took to the commissioner of the ISD, Buddy Christopher.
We do, have frequent visits to certain addresses.
He says that big changes have been made at ISD already, and he thinks that they're for the better.
The biggest overall thing here at ISD is we are now an agency that assists people. Years in the past in our history was more we were an agency about no. And that's not the case anymore.
Those changes came in 2013 after a fire left a Boston University student dead. She lived in an overcrowded apartment in Allston without an accessible fire escape. That prompted the city to require inspections at least every 5 years and crack down on landlords.
Is there more work to be done? Yes.
The city took Lorenzo Pitts Jr., the landlord with the worst offending building, to court. ISD data shows that he's racked up nearly 600 violations at his Roxbury complex. During a phone interview, he said he didn't know of any violations, but admitted they go to housing court a lot. As for other landlords, the NBC 10 investigators poured through 2 years' worth of inspections citywide. Dozens of buildings failing inspection after inspection for anything from rodents to mold to no smoke detectors. 2 Mattapan buildings racked up nearly 500 violations. Meanwhile, a pair of East Boston complexes reached 250 violations apiece. Rounding out the top 5 buildings with the most violations was a unit in Dorchester. And as the ISD works to hold these landlords accountable, tenants living in fear.
We want a roof over our head. That's it.
And hoping for a change.
We just need a few more Davids. If we get a multiple Davids, and we could beat Goliath. So, I'm David.
And if you're having an issue with your landlord, housing experts tell us the best thing to do is to take photos of the issues and report them to the city. Matt Fortin, NBC 10 Boston.